Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming this morning. It's certainly a really exciting day. The story of 100 South is kind of an interesting one. So a lot of you who are here certainly are responsible for helping us get to this point. So I want to give a little bit of background on just kind of how we got to this point. This project really started back prior to 2014 in a discussion with Farmland Reserve about how do we get them to develop the land on the north side of County Road 100 South. And the feedback we got from them was, we'll never get economic development in that area unless we improve the road. So in 2014, the town hired American Structure Point, and there's quite a few folks from American Structure Point here today. And we started a traffic study to determine what 100 South would have to look like, not just for economic development, but for traffic in the future. And that study was a challenge, but it also came up with a really good result. And to Structure Point's credit, we came up with a really unique idea of how to address the issues. 100 South, just by its nature, you can see behind me, has a lot of residential areas, but we did want that economic development growth on the east side of 100 South. And so some of the challenges were, how do we slow down traffic? How do we keep trucks from driving into a residential area, yet still get all of that economic development that the town really wanted? And so again, Structure Point came up with a great idea. The project was still a challenge even once we came up with a concept. 100 South is in multiple jurisdictions. There's a portion of it in Hendricks County, there's a portion of it in the town of Plainfield, and the greatest portion is really in the town of Avon. So we really had to undertake this task of building consensus on what this road would look like. And I think there's a joke out there about a committee working together, and they created a camel, and this is the town of Avon's camel that really has come out of all that interaction. So certainly I want to thank the town of Plainfield, Scott Singleton. He provided great input on this project. John Ayers from Hendricks County. United Consulting, who's our infrastructure inspectors, but they also did the plan review. John Taylor, who's our economic development director, who kind of kept an eye on it to make sure that we weren't forgetting the economic development concept part of it. Chicago Industrial, who's now, as you guys drive this road and you see the first building going up, Chicago Industrial provided input. And so out of all of that collaboration and discussion, really we came up with what I think is a fantastic road project. So super excited about that. The next step was really a challenge as well. Once we got to it, you kind of feel like you get to the end of the road once the design's done and you're moving forward. But the town then bid the project, and Reith Riley, David Sallow over here, he's trying to hide, was then tasked with the hardest part, which is actually to try to build it. And on top of the fact that it's just really difficult to build a road, really the last year and a half the conditions have been less than desirable. We're trying to build a road, and during COVID, where there's shortage of supplies, materials, throughout the process it's been a real challenge just to get the things needed to be able to build the road. So special thanks to Reith Riley and HIS as well. HIS did all the storm work and the dirt work, so I know they've fought through this project. Not only COVID, but we had the wettest spring probably in history. We had the wettest October in history, surrounded by an 8-week drought right in the middle, which again created some really unique challenges. We went from couldn't do anything because it was too wet to it was too dry that we had to have water trucks out here. So just throughout the project, it was a really challenging construction. So really appreciate Reith Riley's dedication and HIS's dedication to get us to this point today that we can actually open the road. A couple other small thank yous. Without the RDC, the Redevelopment Commission, without the Redevelopment Authority, we wouldn't be able to pay for this project. So thank you to all the RDC members. I know Grant Niemeyer is out there. I don't know if I saw anyone. Bob Kohler is here as well. Thank you, Bob. The other one, just a quick thank you to utilities. Utility relocations are always a challenge in these as well. So Thank you to CenterPoint, Citizens, and Duke Energy for moving forward and getting their relocations done in a timely manner so that we could start construction. So I'm going to turn it over to Dawn here, but the last thank you I really want to give is to the town council, Dawn, Greg, Aaron, Robert, and Steve Eisenbarth. I didn't see Steve, but really appreciate their support. I think they had to have a lot of trust in our staff that what we were doing here, there were a lot of outside forces and pressure about whether we were doing the right thing, and I really appreciate the town council's support. And I think when they see what we've done here, I think they'll be really proud of it. So thank you, town council. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dawn.
Hi, thank you. As Ryan touched on, it's not just a road project, it's an economic development project. And as you drive down the road, you will notice that we have our first 880,000 square foot facility already erected. It's not complete, but it's there. And then there is the potential of 4 million square foot more along this corridor. So we're really excited about that. That's going to help us balance our tax base. I'd like to start off with a thank you to Carl's Donuts and Cabin Coffee for bringing donuts and coffee for all of us today on this cold morning. Would also like to thank the residents of Hollowbrook and Lexington Woods and those that live along 100 South. We know this has been a long project. A lot of dust was stirred up, but hopefully your pains are over with that process. We'd like to thank the school corporation. Scott, thanks for being here. We'd like to thank our fire department and our police department for being here and for their support. We know that it caused a lot of extra travel for you guys and figuring out a way to get around and not being able to use this road during this time. We'd like to thank the Hendricks County Council, specifically Dave Cox, who is our area rep, for helping us get the funding from the county. We would like to, I guess, come out with the big surprise today. We've heard from all of you. We have announced that we are going to open down to County Road 900, which is also Smith Road, but we have a great surprise this morning, and that is to tell you all that as of right now, this moment, we are going to go ahead and open County Road 100 South all the way to Ronald Reagan. I know everyone's been waiting to hear that, so you know, you're welcome to come drive it today, and we appreciate your patience, and we thank you.
So we're going to do a couple quick photos, cut the ribbon. Hopefully Jared communicated to everybody, but we're going to do a parade. We're going to do some photos, cut ribbon. Then we're going to do a parade. We're going to come out here. We're going to go left. We're going to go all the way. There's 3 roundabouts, so we're going to drive through both roundabouts. And then the third roundabout, we're going to do a U-turn and then come right back to here. If you'd like, you can go off at Smith Road or 900. You can continue on Reagan and go home, or go up to Target. You can drive down to Dan Jones, do whatever you want after that. But if you want to ride the bus will go down, come back here, bring you back here. I would encourage you to ride the bus because there's a lot to see along the route. So it'll give you an opportunity to just kind of see what everything looks like and see all the work that's been done. So thank you again, everybody, for coming, and we appreciate you coming and participating in this.
All right. So you're just gonna follow that white truck. Woo, doggy. Everybody's watching this, freaking out.
Siren down, and we're gonna let the public works truck do it. Okay. Jared's up there in front. Oh, he is. He's got a little drive-by. You've never made enough of a ribbon, because one lady, okay, I got here late.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our way down 100 South and show everybody what this looks like. I know there's a few of you still watching live. That's fantastic. We appreciate you sticking with us. Appreciate the Avon School Corporation bringing this bus with us.
Yeah, that's fair. School bus stop.
Can you stop and see if that citizen wants to ride with us when we get there in front of her? She's been standing out in the cold.
She says she wanted to stop and pick somebody up.
Yeah.
Share that car.
We're good. I'm gonna jump off one quick second. Never mind. Do you want to ride with us?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
She just wants to watch. She just wants to see everybody. She wants to see how fast people speed up there.
She didn't trust her bus.
We have fantastic bus drivers.
Yes, we do. Great bus. Kyle here loves an awful lot of miles.
It's official. It's official. Get on with this. Help people. Those people are fine. Yeah. This lady here. This lady call anytime a speeder like that drove past her house and right away she called her. And she was really bad at that. Yeah. It's not up for property.
Just a reminder, we're still Facebook Live. Yes. Just a reminder.
Thanks, Jared.
Yep.
They've made a lot of movement on that already too.
If you need me to, you let me know, okay?
You're good. I can't promise on the roundabout you stay upright.
So this is the west flanking roundabout. This is the furthest west. So after you turn east from Dan Jones on 100 South, this is the first roundabout that you will come to. Came out here with the fire department yesterday, and as you can see, we're on a school bus. Plenty of space to safely get around. There is the new warehouse that Don was talking about. This is where Chicago Industrial is going. It's a very large building. That is impressive. We'll take another look at that when we're coming back. This is the 900 East roundabout. This is actually connected down south. And we can continue to go straight, so keep going straight. If he turns, you go to the right. There we go. That is where we originally were supposed to stop at. But, like they mentioned before, excited to announce that 100 South, all the way from Dan Jones to Ronald Reagan, open. They're still doing a bit of work out here, so what we are going to ask is for you to continue to be patient, use caution as you are traveling east and west. We're excited to show off the road, the work that Reith Riley has put into it, the work that Public Works has put into it, our RDC and RDA commissions. It's a lot of time and a lot of energy going into the construction of this road. It doesn't happen overnight. But it is a long stretch of road. Dan Jones to Ronald Reagan is not a short venture by any means. But again, we are heading eastbound right now. Eastbound on 100 South, coming up to the roundabout. It's called the East Flanking Roundabout. This is the roundabout that's closest to Ronald Reagan. It's in between 900 East and Ronald Reagan. You can see they're still doing some work down here as we go around. There's going to be a few more trucks and cars and construction equipment. That's because this is the area that they were not entirely sure if they were going to be able to open, but it is. Traffic will be able to go all the way around this roundabout. Again, the east flanking, that would be Ronald Reagan, which is open. Cones will be moved, the barriers are down. Some of the staff from Reith Riley, HIS here as well. There's some more of our, look at that, there's our fire department. There's United. Is that Scott? That's Scott from the school. Town of Avon. Look at all these trucks. There's Ian and Daniel from the planning and building, more United. Just a fantastic turnout for this little parade. There's Steve, our public works director. We have a very nice fire truck behind us as well. This is going to be a really good viewpoint as we go back west now. You're going to be able to see this new, very large warehouse that's being constructed. If you have not heard, if you're just now tuning in, 100 South all the way, Dan Jones to Ronald Reagan is open. It's not completely done. There's still some work that needs to be done, but we wanted to try to get this open for all of the residents and the businesses that have traffic that goes back and forth. Wanted to try to help as much of that as possible, especially with winter upon us. Here comes another viewpoint, another angle of Chicago Industrial. This is a project that Economic Development Director John Taylor has been working on for quite some time. They are making some great progress. You've seen some photos online. Our friends at WRTV heading back to the offices downtown. Glad to have them out here. coming back up once again to the 900 East. So 900 East, right now you can go south, east, or west. If you go southbound, that's going to take you into Plainfield. That's going to take you into, oh, my mind is blanking now. Is that
Bradford.
Bradford? There we go. I knew the driver of this bus would know the name of that road. Safely able to get around that, no problem whatsoever. If the school bus and the fire truck can both make its way through there, that makes us happy. We want to make sure that the students and the staff for the school system are able to get to where they need to get to safely. Same for the fire department and the police department, which never talked too much about them. Appreciate the police department, Avon Police Department, coming out and helping us out with this morning. They were there first thing before me even. They were there very early, making sure that we had safe access back and forth in and out of Light and Life. Again, coming up on that first roundabout that we went around. This is the west flanking roundabout. Light and Life Methodist Church very graciously hosted us this morning. They've been kind of a center point in this whole construction process. All of the different entities have used their space in some form or fashion with HIS or Reith Riley. A lot of the meetings that happened took place on site. So a very special thank you to Light and Life Methodist Church for just being a part of the community, helping us out. All of the neighbors up and down here, we're coming back down to where the 4 lanes turn into a little under 2 lanes. 2 lanes one way, 2 lanes the other, turning down, going just shy of 2 lanes. A lot of residents have been going through a lot with this construction process. Like Ryan mentioned earlier, there's been dry spouts, there's been wet spouts, but we were able to get this opened all the way, Dan Jones to Ronald Reagan. All we're going to ask is be patient. There's still some construction that's happening. So as you venture out, if you're going to go down to Target and you want to take a back road, you can do that now. This should also help eliminate quite a bit of congestion and traffic on Dan Jones around the school system. That's going to allow a bit more flow. You can see, it's kind of hard to see, but way down there is the Dan Jones roundabout. There's our Avon. Oh, we got waivers. There they are. Those fine folks actually live right next door to the church, so they came over with us this morning and had a fantastic donut from Carl's Donuts. I think Mom actually got some coffee from Cabin Coffee. So what's going to happen is we're going to turn right back in here to Light and Life. As soon as you turn in, would you be able to let me out? Just as soon as you pull in?
Get out on the trail there.
Yeah. And I'm going to try to... Once again, very big thank you to the Avon Police, our fire department, Avon Washington Township Fire. We appreciate you. There's Greg. Thank you so much for coming out here. Oh, hi. John Taylor, director. Hey, thank you guys. Town of Avon. A few folks are pulling back in here. Some are going out. There goes Ted. Thank you, Ted. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Look at all these fine people. United. Thank you, United. They're pulling back in here, going to join us for festivities. Thank you, Scott, from the school system. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Town of Avon. Lots of Town of Avon folks right here doing a fantastic job. All kinds of United. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, there it goes. Lisa from the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Honk, honk, honk. Lots of honking going on. And our final truck. Thank you so much. All right, there you go. It's our fantastic police force. Thank you guys, appreciate you. All right, that's going to wrap it up. If you have any comments, questions, feel free to reach out to the Town of Avon. You can reach out directly to, thanks Gerald. Reach out to Steve Moore, he's our Public Works Director, Ryan Cannon, Town Manager. This is the project we've both been working on. Thanks for
parade is officially over. It was a short, small parade, but the result is now everything is open on 100 South. All right, bye.